Hi, and welcome back. This is week 7, video number 2. We're going to continue talking about revising academic writing, and in this video, we're going to focus on the apostrophe. So the apostrophe has 3 uses in the English language. The first is to form possessives of nouns, so to show ownership. The second is to show the omission of letters. So when you have a contraction, when you're jamming 2 words together. And then third, to indicate certain plurals of lowercase letters. We don't worry about that one so much. To go through the apostrophe, I'm actually just going to use an outside link that I think is really good in terms of going over the apostrophe. So the first time that you're going to use it is when you're using contractions. So in English, right, when we combine a noun and a pronoun, or a noun and a verb, right, we're jamming them together. We use the apostrophe to replace a letter or some letters that is dropped. Okay, so for example, if you're using not, right, is not is the proper or formal way, but we will say isn't, and we put the apostrophe in to show that we're leaving the O out. Hasn't, hadn't, didn't. Okay, and the site that I'm looking at goes through the different places where you use a contraction using not, using is, using am, using will, using would, using have, and using are. Okay, so I'm going to suggest that you stop the video right now and you just take a very close look at the different contractions, especially if you're not familiar with them. Okay, the other time that you're going to use the apostrophe is when you're using a possessive. So in most cases, you simply add apostrophe S to a noun to show that that noun owns something. Okay, so take a look at the examples. A ship's captain, a doctor's patient, a car's engine, right? We're using the S to show it's the captain that belongs to the ship. It's the patient that belongs to the doctor. It's the engine that belongs to the car. Okay, and that's pretty simple, right? And most people don't have a problem with that. It's where we get into issues where we have plural nouns that don't end in S that we end up with some trouble. So, for example, children, men, and women are all plurals. So they indicate more than one child, more than one man, more than one woman. But it's a plural that doesn't end in an S. So we put in the apostrophe S. So the children's room, the men's work, the women's club. Sometimes, though, we end up with nouns that end in an S, whether they're singular or plural. And that can sometimes give us some difficulty. Okay, so for example, bus, the bus's wheel. It's one bus, okay? It's not multiple buses, but bus naturally ends in an S. So we put the apostrophe after the S. The baby's crying, okay? More than one baby. The ladies' tennis club, okay? So the tennis club belonging to more than one lady. The teacher's journal, the journal belonging to more than one teacher. Okay, so remember again, okay, that plurals and singulars is going to depend on whether they end in an S or not. The other really confusing one is when we're using its, and I'm going to go into our PowerPoint. I'm just going to use this as a kind of link here. Okay, its is a bit funny, okay, because its is both a contraction and it's also a possessive. So if I'm saying IT apostrophe S, whoops, I'm making a mistake here with my keyboard. I'm actually meaning it is. Okay, so if I'm going to say it's Monday today, I actually mean it is Monday today. So I use the apostrophe. But if I'm talking about it as a thing and it owns something, I'm not going to use the apostrophe. Okay, so this is for when it owns something. So if I were to say, for example, the cat licked its tail, I'm meaning the tail belonging to it, okay, the cat. So I don't put an apostrophe in. I just put in ITS. That's one of the ones that gives people a lot of trouble. Take a few moments and review the apostrophe as well with the enrichment material that I've given you for this week. And I'm sure once you review this stuff, you'll find that it's very easy to use the apostrophe and you won't make any errors with it. I'll talk to you in our next video.